From the Cardinal television studios, I'm Justin Gould with your Fisher News Brief. Hundreds of anti-Donald Trump student protesters took to the streets Wednesday in Maryland, and although the demonstrators were mostly peaceful, in some cases emotions boiled over. Stephen Cheetah is at Richard Montgomery High School, where a walkout turned ugly.
Police say a student assaulted a 10th grade Trump supporter, leaving him on the ground. The incident left some students troubled and fearful for their own safety.
He was wearing a red Trump hat and he got beat up, and I think that's so wrong and disrespectful.
Rockville police confirm they identified the suspect and expect to charge the juvenile with second-degree assault. Meanwhile, throughout the day, student demonstrations to denounce the incoming president continued. School administrators acknowledge they are urging protesters to remain on school property. But some parents express their pride at seeing their children take to the streets.
I think it's heartbreaking for them, and I think it's the first time that they have a battle cry because things have been better for them.
The man who attempted to kill 3 police officers at a Colorado Planned Parenthood clinic last year is still not mentally competent to stand trial. The judge made the decision on Thursday that Robert Deere Jr. is not competent to continue his court case. Deere is accused of killing a police officer and 2 civilians. He's charged with 179 counts, including murder and attempted murder. Deere has been undergoing treatment at the state mental hospital. His next hearing will be February 15th. And 3 Minnesota men have been found guilty of trying to join the terror group ISIS. As Esmond Murphy explains, they will now spend decades behind bars.
After the final defendant was sentenced, reporters and photographers who were told that family members would speak to the news media were shoved by young supporters of the defendants. Anger over the long sentences evident in their chants. Free our boys! Free our boys! Finally, Ayan Farah, whose one son Mohammed was sentenced to 30 years in prison today, and whose other son Adnan was sentenced to 10 years yesterday, said there would be no family statement today.
I did not talk to you today. Oh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
During Mohammed Farah's sentencing, Judge Michael Davis said, "You in your cell lied, and deceived to go to the Islamic State." Farah, like the others, insisted he had changed, but Judge Davis clearly wasn't buying it, pointing out that these 3 defendants had tried again and again, despite warnings from federal authorities, to make it to Syria before they were finally arrested. Abdirahman Daoud tearfully apologized to the judge, saying, "I lied and deceived everyone." Daoud confessed to the judge that his sole goal was to get to Syria and fight and kill for ISIS. The judge's toughest words, though, were reserved for Guled Omar, who was at one point the emir or leader of the group, and who was the only defendant who testified at trial, insisting he was innocent. Omar tearfully pleaded for leniency, saying, "I am disgraced by every single word that came out of my mouth. I make no excuses. They were horrible, they were dangerous, and they were stupid." Judge Davis fired back at Omar, saying, "Everything you have said here, I don't believe." Omar's relatives sobbed in the courtroom.
And just when you thought the election was over, we show you this. Zach Colbert, a Bernie Sanders supporter, had to settle a bet after the Republican nominee won the White House. Jim Mertens with the story.
What am I doing here?
Zach is settling a bet with a buddy. He promised to get a tattoo of Donald Trump on his body if Trump won the election.
Oh snap, today's the day!
And tonight, let the ink flow.
You guys wanted this.
In the era of social media, Zach went to a tattoo artist and posted every mark and every drawn wisp of Donald Trump's hair live on Facebook.
I'm thinking about my life and how it went wrong, and now I'm laying in a chair getting a Trump stamp.
The picture was picked by his Facebook followers. So was the location on Zach's lower back.
This is definitely the stupidest thing I've ever done for views.
No argument from his girlfriend.
I'm not too happy about it, no. No. I have to look at it forever.
Colbert is not necessarily proud of the Trump stamp, but he says a bet is a bet. And in celebration of the 2016 holiday season, we're holding a donation drive for Golisano Children's Hospital and for the children and families who have to spend their holidays in it. Items that can be donated include Beanie Babies, coloring books, board games, Lego kits, new throw blankets, pajama sets, onesies, and action figures, just to name a few. If you'd like to donate, please bring your gift to the TV studio, Basil 202, no later than Thursday, December 8th, between the hours of 10 and 4. There is a marked donation tub in our lounge. And that's all of today's headlines. I'm Justin Gould for Fisher News Brief.